Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in to my super chat. I cannot do this without you. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding like some people. Your support is greatly appreciated via super chat if you enjoy these live streams. This is an important live stream because we're looking at real clear politics and the 2022 generic congressional vote. So hit subscribe. Hit subscribe also to the Nuclear Confrontation channel, Nuclear Confrontation and Stock Market Crash channel, and I will eventually get back to the Bitcoin 10K, oil prices 150 recession channel. So only uplifting conversation on all three YouTube channels. But ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe to my super chat. Thank you again. JG, hello. Kevin, Tammy, everybody here. Salty, Herbert, hello. Thank you so very much. Kristen, hello. Stephanie, Jay, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you look really quickly before we get to the recession that we're facing, Republicans, they say are up only 2.5 points on the RCP average, but this always happens. Okay, the polls were dreadfully wrong in 2016, and they were just as bad they were bad in 2018, but they were dreadfully wrong also 2 years later. And the polls have become a tool, a public relations tool. Sometimes you'll get accurate polling. The average, though, it's like Republicans are not up 2.5 points in the generic ballot with a recession, with layoffs, a geopolitical nightmare, crime, homelessness, wealth inequality increasing. They're not up only 2.5 points. That's nonsense, okay? You have President Mashed Potato Brains with a 38% approval rating. This is according to 538, and it's probably lower than that. So let's see. According to 538, a 38% approval rating, and it's almost lower. It's lower, certainly lower. When you think about all of media is trying to prop up his presidency and suppress what his son is up to, which is pretty deviant if you look at what's going on. But oil prices at the pump, recession, layoffs, I mean, objectively, you don't have to be partisan to state this. You don't have to be partisan to say that life was better, the economy was better under Trump. It just was. It just was. Hello, G. Corber, Mikey, hello, Tammy, hello, Faith, hello. It just was better. There's no, you don't have to be a Trump supporter or a Republican or a conservative or a person who doesn't like the Democratic Party. The economy was better under Trump. Okay? This was 30 years ago when Bill Clinton was in office. Oh, he finally is bringing up my name in a nice way. When Bill Clinton was in office, we learned it's the economy, stupid. Of course. I mean, right off the bat, people get kicked off. We only had 70 people on the live stream. I'm just getting kicked off. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on. I'll be right back. I know what's going on. Oh, Lord, are you serious? Okay. Hmm. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry. I have no. If you get kicked off, I mean that we'll probably we'll probably get kicked off again a million times. JG, hello. Um, Maximilian, I would love to. I would, if he invites me, I would absolutely love to. Um, but Maximilian, hello. Mikey, hello. He has a 38% approval rating. Okay? The generic ballot can't, this is what happens. They have two polls with Republicans at an 8-point advantage. Okay, generic, like just going in without any specific, contests. On average, they have an 8-point lead. If you just take all the polling averages. My question is, on what world, Politico Morning Consult, on what world do these people live in where Democrats are up 3 or NPR, Democrats up 7? So you mean to tell me that people would rather have a recession? They would much rather have a recession. And then here's what's wrong with polling. And this is why it is definitely not scientific. You have Republicans +9 and Democrats +7. In an NPR, Trafalgar group is much more accurate than NPR. But how are you going to say this is science? You don't find this in any scientific study or any scientific. Sir Felix, hello. Um, you don't find this in any like scientific uh on any subject linked to science where you have that drastic of a difference in terms of data and numbers. They're obviously, these polls are public relations tools. They're meant to influence public opinion oftentimes. And what takes place is that generally the polling industry gravitates towards Democrats. Generally, okay? Times are so bad now that Republicans are dominating the polls. The interesting thing is, from a public relations perspective, you have Republicans +8 in 2 polls, +3, +9, and then you have two surveys or polls where Democrats are up 7 and 3. And so somehow the average is, or if you look at all the polls, see, that doesn't make any sense there. They're almost all Republican up. So how it's Republican plus 2.5, I don't get. Or Republicans to plus 2.5, I don't get. See, I don't get that at all. And you have a couple tied, so who knows? But I mean, this makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. You're looking, ladies and gentlemen, at um, just public relations. Now, if you look, here's an article. This is kind of hilarious. With pressure mounting, Biden thinks GOP will make his midterm case for him. I don't know if you could say he thinks about anything, but what do you mean? Despite high gas prices and low approval ratings, Biden is betting Republican overreach will boost his party's chances. Democrats are despised nationally. The only reason that they have a functioning party, or a party that, exists, is because they have every single possible advantage. They have virtually all of media, but this is an NBC News article. Here you have an NBC News article, and it's like not reality. It's not reality at all. The average independent has had enough of Democrats. Okay? Republicans, definitely. But the average independent is moving away. Anyone interested in a better economy is moving away from voting for the Democratic Party. So I don't understand this. And you have Republican overreach. And the end of the article is the summer. Hold on one second here. Why is this? Okay, hold on one second. Here, Biden and his administration officials intend to draw a stark contrast between the parties in the coming months. Yeah, one is focused on economic growth, one has destroyed the economy. And I wrote about that in The Federalist in October of 2021. Biden and other administration officials intend to draw a stark contrast between the parties in the coming months, in hopes of awakening voters to how their personal rights will be imperiled. What? You're going to gain more rights. It's Democrats who want to stifle state economies, prevent you from doing things, force you to do this and that. They're the ones who are going to make it difficult for businesses to operate and people to just exist. I don't want to get into it because I abide by YouTube guidelines and policy, but here, so imperiled if Republicans seize control of Congress. Like, no. To the extent that Biden can drive home the message that the court's conservative majorities was built by former President Donald Trump, yeah, he was, and Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. Well, not really McConnell, but it wasn't just me. It was Trump also. He can demonstrate the enormous stakes in the upcoming elections. No, what do you mean? They can't even codify Roe v. Wade. So what do you mean? What does that even mean? You see, like, this is just one of the many articles. Yvette! Yvette! Thank you so very much. Yvette, hello, HA fellow peasants and all. Breakfast. Yvette, thank you. Sir Felix, hello. Alexandros, hello. And so, you have a situation, Yvette, thank you so very, very much. You have a situation where the media, like the entire media, could you imagine if one of Donald Trump's sons was weighing certain substances we won't get into, okay? JG, Yvette, everybody here, could you imagine if one of Donald Trump's sons was weighing certain illegal substances? Could you imagine? I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it's like they get away with, and that's the thing, like you have never Trump Republicans now, they're being funded by Democrats, but you still have never Trump Republicans. They don't realize that without Donald Trump, you have this, okay? This is what you have without Donald Trump. So, real quick, this is what you have. Okay, so this is what you have here. You want to know what you have? You have the Paul Ryan P90X workout. Okay? This is not going to win any election. This is why they got absolutely obliterated by President Obama. Okay? This is what you have. If you don't have Trump, great. Hold on one second here. This is what you have. This, and I can tell you, it ain't 40 pounds. Okay? I don't believe that he's curling 40 pounds. Even in that photo to the left. Okay? You're not going to win any election. Paul Bartlett! Paul Bartlett! Thank you so very much, Paul. Danny, hello. Paul, this is what we have. This is the best Republicans have aside from Trump, which is why Trump is completely taken over the Republican Party. Do you want this man leading anyone's country? Paul Bartlett, thank you again. Yvette, thank you again. This is the brand. This is the Republican brand that they wish they could go back to. Ah, a good Republican. Hi, Mittens. Hi, Paul. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mitch. What are we going to do today to help this country? I was thinking that we could cut social safety net programs. I agree with you. Let's focus on personal responsibility. And, there's a new national security issue in a faraway land. We should send Americans. What do you think, Mittens? I think we should. I think that's the right course of action. I think we should. Well, that's good. Let's hope the Democrats don't get in the way. I agree. I third the motion. I agree. Let's go, Republicans. 1, 2, 3. Republicans on 3. 1, 2, 3. Republicans! Yay! And make sure not to be rude on social media. That's their mentality. That's what they wish they could have. Paul and Yvette and everybody here. That's what they wish they could have. Danny, thank you. They wish they could have Paul Ryan and Mittens Romney. That's what they want. Don't you understand? Trump is mean and he's orange. They don't want that. They don't want a mean orange person. They want here Paul Ryan and Mitt Romney. This will save Republicans from Trump. Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney. Hi, everybody. We're Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan. Yay! Look at us. We're good Republicans. We're not mean like Trump, who negotiated the Doha Agreement to bring Americans home after 20 years of counterinsurgency conflicts and quagmires. We're good Republicans. Unlike Trump, who had record low black and Latino unemployment, record low unemployment, and Trump, who negotiated the Abraham Accords. I mean, seriously, anything biblical associated with Trump, can you imagine? And who Trump, first president to step foot in North Korea, he emboldened an authoritarian. He's a mean person, Trump. Look at how happy we are, and the Democrats love us. They're very nice. In fact, you won't have to worry about them investigating Mittens or Paul because they're such good people. Look at us. We're good Republicans. Sir Felix! Love your work. Glad your Second Amendment makes you open your eyes big time to true freedom. I agree with you on that big time. Thank you, Sir Felix. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Sir Felix. Thank you, Paul. Thank you again. Yvette, thank you. Sir Felix, greatly appreciated. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a very important right. And it's something that Democrats would only want either law enforcement, and then what they don't understand is criminals will not abide by laws. So um, they will just not abide. The Democrats don't understand, like, they don't think criminals exist. They don't think people who are completely out of their minds, evil people, they don't think those people exist. They think that if you just uh, ban the inanimate object like you could, because prohibition and every other attempt at banning something worked out so well, they think that that'll help society. It's like, no, you're actually emboldening the worst people among us. Sir Felix, thank you so much. Paul Bartlett, thank you. But that's the thing. That's the thing. They want Mitt Romney. Let's just go. This is here. Let's go ahead. Here you go. This is August 11, 2012. This was when the system was happy. The system was happy. This is an NPR article. If it was about Trump, oh my God, but this is the way it's about Romney. Romney picks Wisconsin's Ryan to be his running mate on GOP ticket. Look how they're smiling. Wisconsin Representative Paul Ryan is Mitt Romney's choice for running mate. The official word, which began leaking overnight, came early this morning from the Romney campaign via smartphone app and news release. It's something of a surprise. While Ryan was on all the lists, when it came to speculate about Romney's likely choice, the conventional wisdom had been that it was more likely to be someone like Ohio Senator Rob Portman or Florida Senator Marco Rubio, another good Republican. And so, look how everything's different now. Look how everything's different. I mean, you have Like, you have you have a completely different world. Yvette! Bring back Columbo for the investigation. I'm just assuming they would be proud. Uh, I thank you, Yvette. I got a small question to ask everybody. Why on earth would anyone vote Democrat when you have inflation, high gas prices, a recession, mass layoffs, and if Alec Baldwin is voting Democrat, I think that's pretty much uh, the answer that you should vote Republican. Do the opposite of what he does. Yvette! Thank you so very much, Yvette. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. But here, I mean, it's like oil prices could go well over. This is July 12th. That's why oil prices 150 channel. God, I got to get back to that. Oil prices could spike well over 150 a barrel, energy analyst says. So there you go. There you go. It's going to, well, the demand is going to outpace supply. And especially as long as that geopolitical nightmare takes place, demand is going to outpace supply. Okay, and so I'll unfortunately be 3 for 3 on the Bitcoin 10K oil prices 150 recession channel. We'll have a recession. Bitcoin will get to 10,000 or lower. And here, this is what they want. You have to understand something. Democrats defeat this 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100 times. They will always defeat this ticket right here. Lisa, hello. Dale, hello. They will always defeat this right here. Okay? They will never have a problem with this. Hi, everyone. Hi, America. We're not Trump. We don't insult people. Setlick 3 Gaming. Retire leftists and rhino Republicans from office. Retire exactly. Retire them. Yes. Yes. Setlick 3. Do you want to go back to these days of Romney and Ryan? My God. My God. Setlick 3 Gaming. Thank you. That's what they want. Setlick 3. Thank you. That's what they want. Sir Felix, JG, Paul Bartlett, Yvette. That's what they want. They want, this is the ticket. Republicans will gladly lose what they don't want Trump. Trump is mean. Even if he has a great economy and a great foreign policy, he's mean. Don't you understand? Paul Ryan is nice. Mitt Romney is respectable. And this is why Republicans would have not only lost 2016, it would have been, Clinton would have had there would have been a landslide. It would have definitely been a landslide. Clinton would have easily won. And it's funny because, thank you, Sir Felix. It's funny because they wanted Trump. They thought that he was the most extreme candidate. JG, my man. Thank you, JG. You're so kind of you. Thank you. The only way we could win with Romney ticket would be a bid. Like in a suit? Like in what was that game, JG? What was that Atari game? JG, first, thank you so much. So kind of you, and it's a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so very much, JG, and everybody here. It's a pleasure to have everyone here. JG, thank you so much. What was that game where the Atari game where I think it was a hot dog or hamburger, or like you would eat, like you could eat the hot dog and hamburger during within the Atari game. What was that? What am I thinking of? Burger time! Burger time! Yes! Yes! Not only does he give me super chat, he reminds me of my youth, JG. Oh my God, burger time. Hold on 1 second. Burger time! Oh my God. Hold on. It's a gnarly news. That's right. That's right. Mikey, that's right. Hold on 1 second. Let's take a moment away from. Oh my. Great minds think alike. JG, Yvette, Sir Felix, Setlick 3, E- Paul. That's right. Hold on. Where's Burger Time? Where's Burger Time? That's right. Oh my God. That's right. That's what it was. Yes. Wow. And then you like put the salt, and then the salt like dissolves the. Oh my God, that's right. Okay. Look at that. It is so. Oh, that's funny. That. Wow. See, this is like state of the art graphics to me. You have to understand. Like the where I grew, like how I grew up. JG, thank you. Thank you. For thank you for the super chat. Thank you. And also for reminding me of my youth. Thank you. Exactly. They're still good to me. It's like I'm all good with these graphics, tell you the truth. I'm fine. Or even like, NHL Sega, like night Genesis, you know, like this is fine for me. Like this right here. Like these graphics. Oh, come on. This is fine for me. 94 Sega Genesis, like NHL. So, where I would just, you score and then you just replay. So, anyway, yep. Snoopy, hello. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. I use Oil of Olay. No, just joking. Thank you so very much. Yes, the good old days, JG. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you know, look, today, I don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started because inflation, we have GDP down we're down 1.2%. But I mean, here, let's see. Spy Hunter. Who remembers Spy Hunter? Spy Hunter. Arcade game. That was a great game. You can buy an actual spy. I don't know. You can actually buy the whole thing now. I want to buy one of these days, one of those, like one of these arcade things. Wow. Oh, the side art. I wonder how much it would cost. Anyway, um, Spy Hunter. That was a great game. That was a great game. JG, remember Spy Hunter? Who remembers Contra? Nintendo. Come on now. That was a good game too. That was a good game too. Like, hold on a second. Now I like bases. Yes, I remember that. $64. Oh my God. That was a great game. Yep. I liked bases. I always played bases loaded. Who remembers bases loaded? Nintendo. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. JG, thank you. Thank you again. Name the game up, up, down, down, left, left, right, right, B. Oh, oh my God. Ah, wow. I mean, if you're testing me, I forgot. God. That was, thank you, JG, for being a member also. G Corber! Thank you, G Corber. Thank you. Thank you, G Corber. Thank you. What game was that? Now I don't even, now I don't know. G Corber, thank you so very much. Bases loaded. My buddies loved Baseball Stars. I gotta say, I never got into that really. I got into Bases Loaded. Um, now, Tecmo Bowl is. What game was that, JG? What game was that? Please, my God, you're like entering parts of my brain I haven't used in like so long. Uh, Tecmo Bowl was amazing. Loved, loved Tecmo Bowl. Loved Tecmo Bowl. It was a great game. And the graphics are just fine with me. Sir Felix, thank you. Was that it? Metal Gear. That's right. That's all that. That's right. That's right. No, I don't, Danny. I don't. You know what? That sounds like something I would have purchased, but I don't. Who remembers Intellivision? That JG, do you remember Intellivision? Nobody remembers that because like that was like from what I remember when I was young, that was like better than Nintendo. No, that was before Nintendo or better than Nintendo for a second. Intellivision was great. Sparky! Remember when Joe? Yeah. It's Sparky. That's right. C. Revis! That's right. The code for Contra. That's right. That's right. C. Revis. That's right. JG. Thank you. Sparky. C. Revis. Thank you. Wow. Look at that. Sir Felix. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Sir Felix. Um, Look at the console. That's hilarious. Look at this console. Okay. What's going on? What would you do with this? What would you do with this? This is hilarious. Like Nintendo, I have no problem. I go and then put it in and like, mess with it. That's fine. But what would you do with this? Yeah, and television was I remember my buddies had that. That's right. Sir Felix, thank you so much. C. Revis, you're right. Sparky, that's right. Um, let's see. Let's see. Um, let's see. So, what else? What else can I think of? Um, Nintendo. Duck Hunt. Yes. Who remembers Duck Hunt? That was a great game. Duck Hunt was a great game. As Mario Brothers, that was a good, obviously classic. Oh, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That was fantastic. That was that was fantastic. That was a fantastic game. It's a game that I could play along with a bunch of other games like endlessly right now. If you put a Nintendo in front of me, I could play that forever. Remember Glass Jaw? You had to time this one. Who remembers how you had to time this guy? Yes, that's right. Check it out. Yes, that's right. This is so much like it was fun. American Girl. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. It always kicks off people. American Girl, thank you. Thank you, American Girl. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate. Hi, HA went back. I went back to the Paul Ryan workout pics. That man has biceps, but the unfortunate jawline of a tooth. Activision, yes, yes. I remember that too. Yes, can I tell you, Danny? WrestleMania Arcade was fantastic. WWF WrestleMania Arcade. My friends would bike to. It was actually like one of the few. We don't have any left in LA. It was like a fountain shop. You could have. This was a suburb of Los Angeles. JG knows. You could just have like like a fountain shop, like ice cream and shakes and stuff like that. It's kind of like an old time thing. They had WWF WrestleMania Arcade. WWF WrestleMania Arcade. That's right. Let me see that one. Let me see that one. Activision. That was a good one too. Um, thank you so very much, American Girl. Thank you. Okay, so hold on. WWF uh, arcade game. WrestleMania. Yeah, there was another one too. That's right. Yep. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get back to that. Let's get back to layoffs. Yes, happening at Galaga. That's right, Galaga. Um, Street Fighter. Yes, Street Fighter. Why is this always happening on this thing? God, my God. Tempest. Yep. So here, this is seen at can you prepare for recession? What to know about layoffs? I mean, if this was Trump, if Trump was president, it would be Trump's recession. Look at the recession. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Layoffs, hiring freezes becoming more common in U.S. labor market. Layoffs, U.S. Delivery startup cuts 10%. So I want to go ahead and talk more about the old school. But I guess we'll just, for the next 20 minutes or so, we'll go back to, I guess, uh, things that aren't as uplifting, like massive layoffs. Like the fact that layoffs are taking place. Are you serious? Um, we are going to have, unfortunately, we're going to continue to have a very terrible economy, and it's going to get a lot worse, actually. You have oil prices going down because of the belief that recession will reduce demand, but we don't have the same supply we did. I don't like the demand is going to reach a level where oil prices go way back up 100 up to 110 in like a day or 2 days. Not maybe not from now, but within a day or 2 days they can go up 20 points. I mean $20 per barrel. So, thank you, Paul. Thank you so very much. So, tech layoffs are accelerating. Jobless claims edge the highest since January. U.S. labor market starts to cool as weekly job claim rise. I mean, this is 2 years into mashed potato brains' presidency. This is 2 years. Okay, it's like you can't blame Trump for anything. Sir Felix, I don't think that I don't like they're gonna try something, but it's always gonna be linked to indignation. And people have had enough. Like people are just tired. They've spent so long saying Republicans are or mean. Trump is mean. That you can't really, you can't. Like they say that the Supreme Court is going to bolster, uh, voting for Democrats. Like, well, you already lost that battle, though. Like they lost the political battle, so you know. I don't see that if you vote if Democrats already lost the political battle pertaining to Roe. It's like you already lost the battle, so what are you're going to vote for? People are going to vote for their pocket like to protect or to help their pocketbook. They want a better economy, okay? Like our current president is getting sued by environmental groups like 1 year after he was sued by oil and gas companies. So, he's getting sued by two separate political or economic viewpoints. And that just shows that he tried desperately to pander at first. He didn't really have like mashed potato brains didn't have an actual vision of what he wanted. He just was not Trump. Democrats have been governing. Their manner of governing is called not Trump. It's called not Trump. That's what it's called. That's what they do. They should just like pass a bill in Congress called not Trump. That's all they do. They're very happy that they're not Trump, and that's it. Exactly, JG. Exactly. Wow, JG. That's my God. Everything is so expensive. Everything is so expensive now. Oh my God. Market will continue to tank. Bitcoin will continue to tank, and you have so many bankruptcies now in Bitcoin or crypto. Then you have inflation tomorrow. It's going to be worse. Looming June inflation data release has White House on defensive. So that's going to be horrendous. President, okay, expected to come under renewed pressure on Wednesday as the latest consumer price index is expected to show another decades high inflation reading. Economists expect the latest CPI reading to hit 8.8% compared to the same month. That would be the fastest pace of increase since 1981. As Americans pay abnormally high prices for everyday staples such as gas, food, and rent. So The president's number one economic priority is tackling inflation. He created the inflation, though. We didn't have this in. See, here's the thing. It's so funny how he say, "Oh, we're tackling inflation," but you created it. You created this inflation. So it's like you're going to create the problem and then pretend you're going to fight and address the problem. It's like, well, you did create the problem. Our inflation numbers are going to be through the roof. Um, Nobody believes it's the fault of another country. Nobody believes that. Like, nobody believes that. Get ready for another month of bad inflation numbers. See, again, like, here you have all of media. None of this is lashing out at our current president. If it was Trump, they would be completely apoplectic. And look, like CNN isn't talking about this, MSNBC, they're not talking about any of this. They definitely, with the New York Times, Washington Post, like, where are the articles in the New York Times or Washington Post on this? You would think that there would be some articles in the New York Times or the Washington Post. There aren't. Not within the past, like, 24 hours. And why is that? Because it's detrimental to Democrats. So, and you did this, like, this is part of this is part of this is we're seeing the consequences and the repercussions of shutting down economic activity. When they did that, when Democrats gleefully did that, like when they have a public service announcement on nuclear on potential nuclear annihilation, and then they say, and then the Mayor Adams says, "Well, better to be safe than sorry." It's like, well, you're not going to be safe. There's really nothing you can go ahead and do. There's nothing you can go ahead and do. Here, this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. I did 2 segments on this. This is hilarious. New York releases PSA for residents in the event of nuclear annihilation. New York's management department released a 90-second public service announcement. I mean, have you ever heard of anything so hilarious in your life? It's not hilarious, it's sad. So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why. No, I'm going to ask you how or why. I'm going to say, yeah, it's probably the fault of mashed potato brains and Democrats in office. Probably the fault of foreign policy advisors and pundits and Lincoln Project, failed Lincoln Project foreign policy advocates. That's what happens when you let a geopolitical nightmare continue without trying for peace or negotiation. Don't ask me how or why. Like, no, I'm going to ask you how or why. Definitely going to ask you. Just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do we do? Like, yeah, there's really not much you can do. There's really not much you can do. Are you serious? Like, the PSA laid out 3 actions residents should take. And no, staying in the car is not an option. You need to get into a building and move away from the windows. Gee, that's really going to help. Thank God we have this public service announcement. Or maybe try to, like, get out of the city, but I mean, at that point, everything's going to be, like, jammed full of traffic. So, have a basement? If you don't, get as far into the middle of the building as possible. Okay, and then do you think maybe there won't? I don't. You won't have. See, with nuclear Armageddon, you're not going to have a city. God forbid. So it's like get inside, stay inside, stay tuned. This is an example of everything wrong with the Democratic Party and government. It's like we don't need you don't need government to give you a step-by-step program on how to survive nuclear Armageddon. Okay? You need government to prevent that nightmare from taking place. to 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 prevent that nightmare. That's what you need government for. Uh-oh. I'm going to do a segment on the Satan too. Uh-oh. Oh, actually, I did a segment. Okay, there you go. That was June 22nd. I thought it was July. So this is just kind of hilarious. It's like, okay, um, yeah, this is everything wrong with the Democratic Party. They actually don't think of like there aren't like this is not important to people. This is really it's really not important to it's just not really important to the average Democratic voter. It's like, okay. But Trump was the one who was supposed to bring us towards the brink of the end of the world. Okay, that was Trump, right? Um, that was Trump. So now we have the adults in charge, and it's like, oh, you know what? We're just going to be prepared for the worst. You have to understand this public service announcement isn't as nightmarish or frightening as a Trump tweet. They're actually more they're actually more focused on Trump's tweets. That's what really gets them going, Trump's tweets. You have to understand that is the greatest problem we face on this planet. It's not Armageddon. Armageddon. It's not that. It's Trump and his Twitter account. And then of course you'll have I mean until Elon Musk finally buys it, you'll have Trump like if he gets back and it'll be like caution. This man should not be trusted. Here's a trusty disclaimer. And if if he's giving you any nonsense, don't listen to it. Don't listen to Trump. So we have all of these problems with Biden. Type in Biden. What do you get? See, Joe Biden slammed for comparing. So here you have. What did she say exactly? Yeah, I know it does here. As beautiful as the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the is your strength. That and can you get a better picture of a liberal Democrat in your you're never gonna get a better picture than that. You know who has a great segment on this? Um Ryan hold on. Um Ryan Long. He and there's another he has like another comedian. Oh my God. It's so great. Ryan Long has the a great hold on one second. Ryan Long is awesome. Rehab. So yes, it's okay, so rehabilitation for Vice journalists. Oh my God, it's so good. It's actually it's rehabilitation for Vice bloggers. It's 603,000 views. It's so good. It's so good. The other comedian is fantastic also. He's also Danny, well, it's at Danny Jokes and at Ryan Long Comedy. They're both fantastic. It's very, very, very good. I don't have Twitter. I don't have Facebook, but they have. It's so good. It's so good. It touches upon this. Ah, you have to understand nothing. Like, if this was Melania Trump, oh my God. It would be the end of the world if it was Melania Trump. It would be the end of the world. It would be the absolute end of the world. And it's like, it's not Melania Trump, and you don't see the Washington Post or New York Times. Like, where's the New York Times condemning? Oh my God! If it was Melania Trump, the New York Times would it would be, you know. I mean, I can't believe it. And then you have this. Do you think 38%? I think it's a lot lower than that. It's a lot lower also, not only because he's doing a horrendous job, but do you actually like hear and I'm not like, this is not a diss, even though it kind of is, but I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But the man doesn't actually get into a prolonged discussion with the country. Like, there's not like a prolonged discussion with the country. So like he's not, he was on Jimmy Kimmel, and but like, who cares? Jimmy Kimmel basically works for the Democratic Party. He's like, I don't get how you have ABC, you have all of these like every cable station, every television station, the New York Times, MSNBC, they're all in the tank for one political party, Democratic Party. That's it, all in the tank. And still you have 38%, like you have 38% approval, but imagine if you didn't have all of media in the tank for one political side. Imagine that. American Girl, that's good. Yeah. Exactly. We'll go 5 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 5 more minutes. But exactly. But imagine if you didn't have late night social media algorithms, top publications, all of Hollywood. You know, imagine if you didn't have every one of those, um, every single one of those um, advantages. Imagine if you didn't have those advantages. And ladies and gentlemen, like, God forbid, like, we don't have a Lehman Brothers moment yet, but I think we will. That's why I say, like, if you can get a loan, line of credit right now, and you need it, do it, because I think lending's going to dry up. I think lending's going to dry up just like '08. You're going to have, when the market really collapses, and it will, and we'll see the 3 to 4 thousand point drops in a day. You know, it's here's the question that I ask, and I have yet to be given an answer to this. Do we have positive economic growth in the third quarter, the fourth quarter? What is going to spur this positive growth? I don't know. Like, what is going to spur this positive growth? What would be the cause or the reason that the economy actually starts growing? I don't know what the reason would be. You know, we only have, like, there's only negative news. So we're in a recession. And then they say, well, oil prices have gone down because demand is going to be much lower during a recession, but they're going to still raising interest rates. And I don't think demand will be. I think supply will not uh, match the demand. The demand will outpace supply, even in a recession, I think. So that's why I have the Bitcoin 10K oil prices 150 recession channel. We got the recession, and unfortunately, Bitcoin will get to 10,000 or lower. Unfortunately, it will break all-time highs in terms of oil, and then the nuclear confrontation and stock market crash will have the stock. Unfortunately, we have that traditional stock market crash, and we saw the crash that I talked about in September of 2021, but we'll have that unfortunately traditional like 1 day crash, 1 or 2 or 3 days. And in terms of nuclear confrontation, I mean, we're getting closer to that. Not obviously, I don't think there's going to be the end of the world, but you never know. But I don't think that there will be. I don't think that there's going to be the end of the world. No, I don't think. But I think I think that a Cuban Missile Crisis moment is very possible. Very possible. You could have a moment theoretically where Biden asks Trump to help him out. I know that sounds so bizarre and that sounds like so unrealistic, but you could have that kind of scenario where the world is on the brink of disaster, a Cuban Missile Crisis moment, and then Democrats just put aside partisanship and say, okay, you know what, Trump, just help us out, maybe. I know that is so bizarre. Many Democrats would like, you know what, bring on the end of the planet. We don't want to work with Trump, but I'm just saying that's a possibility. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Sir Felix, JG, everyone here, American Girl, Paul, Yvette. Thank you so much, everybody. I can't thank you enough. You've been absolutely wonderful. Be here tomorrow around 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Pacific. I'll have a live stream tomorrow evening, ladies and gentlemen. And be here. Thanks so much, everybody. Please go ahead and subscribe to the Nuclear Confrontation and Stock Market Crash channel as well, and the Bitcoin 10K channel. And thank you so much, everyone. JG, everyone here. G Corber, everyone here. Thank you so much. Paul, Yvette, everyone here. Thanks a lot, everybody.